Hello and welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Well, I was thinking of doing all of the new stuff first, but we still have actually 5 decks that we haven't given the competitive constructive treatment. We made the theory, but we never actually got the chance to give them their fair shake. So I've decided to alternate one of the new decks from the new iteration of the beta, and combo it with with a look back at one of the old decks. So one of the decks we're gonna take a look back is the original Boros Assault. Now, a few changes have been made. Kaladesh and Aid Revolt did give a lot. There used to be a red-white vehicles deck, and we integrated a few components, but we didn't copy the whole deck verbatim. So let's give it a look. Let's give it its fair shake. So let's take a look at the details here. Give me a second. Okay, so you can see. Okay, so you can see it's loading up a bit slowly. Actually, it's probably a bit too slow for my taste. Okay, let's just take a look at the details first. So, with the addition with those additions, and now that we have a sideboard, we kept the original Abrade and Lightning Strike, but we swapped Magma Spray with Shock, just so that we have the opportunity to hit the face. We still kept the cast outs. We kept most of the creatures as is. The one change we made was we didn't go all in on Glorybound Initiate this time. One, it's a rare and it's about to rotate out. I didn't want to spend additional two wild cards. Two, I wanted to give Veteran Motorist a try. So this does combo with some of our vehicles, and we just put a few. Copy of Heart of Kiran, 2 copies of Aether Harvester. It's actually possible that Renegade Freighter might be a better fit here also. But we're not a fully dedicated vehicles deck. We could shift towards one, but it's a bit of a shame to do that, knowing that Kaladesh Aether Revolt's out of the on the way out. Actually, most of the deck here is on the way out. You notice a lot of these guys are from Amonkhet. A lot of them take advantage of the exert mechanic. So we'll probably be looking at a very different Boros deck in the future. But let's take a look at the sideboard here. I think visual awfully slow this time. Anyway, so let's take a quick look at this sideboard. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at the deck from Magic the Gathering Arena, since you guys saw what it looks like. So let's take a look at it from here. So the hypothesis of this deck is run out with a super high early aggro curve. So lots of 7/1 drops. Well, 2 of them were shocks, but we got Dauntless Bodyguard and a decent 2/1. But they do a good job protecting one of our later threats. If we draw him later, her. Is that him or her? Can't really tell from the picture. We also got 3 copies of Rigging Runner. Also pretty good if we draw later. The first strike is a bit important. We do have a mini combo on the sideboard. It's just a bit of fun times. Anyway, 3 copies of Adorned Pouncer. I kept this over from this one's a carryover. Still kept the original Glorybound Initiate. Kept the original Honor Crop Captains. This very good on attack. It's nice if we can. This is a nice turn 1 turn 2 run. Alternately, we have Relentless Raptor, which is decently beefy enough. We can actually just combo this with one of the burn spells. Shame it's Vigilance and not something like First Strike, but that would be way too greedy. Veteran Motorist. One of the issues of this deck is generally card draw. We can cycle cast outs, but that's pretty much our only way of drawing into cards. So Veteran Motorist will dig us a little deeper. The vehicle gets +1/+1 is a little extra spice. Kept the original Abrades, kept the Lightning Strikes. Put in a single copy of Heart of Kiran. We kept the and Crop Crashers. In fact, we added more. Kept the Resolute Survivors. This is basically one of our mini engines. Kept it. We added the pair of Aether Sphere Harvesters, and we added a few cast outs to supplement our removal. Now, and the extra spikes we added were a pair of Glory Bringers. Price on this guy has dropped significantly these days, but especially when you consider that most mono red doesn't even reach 5 anymore. The big drop of choice now is Rekindling Phoenix, but still quite decent. Now, you also, one thing to note, I only managed to get 2 copies of Clifftop Retreat. Kaladesh was kind enough to give an Inspiring Vantage. I didn't supplement this with any colorless cards, so that is because we really need colored mana on these early turns. Can't afford that. I suppose if I put stuff like Bomat Courier, Scrap Heap Scroungers, basically artifact creatures that hit hard, I can afford to dilute the mana a bit, but it's a bit risky for this deck. Sideboard, basic stuff. 2 copies of Seal Away. This could easily be 2 more copies of Shock, or maybe even Shivan Fire if you suspect some having to hit them 4 toughness. Additional 2 copies of a Braid. Path of Metal. I put 1 copy in more like an experiment. It was a bit. Actually, I think I won this one actually from one of the packs. Anyway, we do have a decent number of first strikers, double strikers, and vigilance creatures. So there might be a good chance we could trigger this thing. Copies of Forsake the Worldly, Fight with Fire in case we end up in the long game. Also, good way to deal with 5 toughness. Lyra is going to be a big problem. I don't think cast out's enough. Just in case, a few extra copies of Excellence Binding. Now, the remaining 2 slots, I guess that is up to you. More Burn is a very good option here. Additional utility creatures. I still haven't gone through the full core 2019 deck list of all the cards yet. They do have the spell that gives puts down 2 1/1 token creatures. They give them haste, and all your creatures get +1/+1. That is probably a good. You can actually put that in main board. In fact, something to think about in the future. But for now, I just put in 1 copy of Hazret, 1 copy of Fleetwheel Cruiser. So that's pretty much what the deck looks like. As you can see, super top end. It's way more red. But one issue that we have is our hands definitely need to have both colors for the most part. We have 9 cards that need both colors. 7 of them need it on turn 2, so we really have to consider that. One way around this actually is to put in copies of Aether Hub. I suppose I can actually do that now. How many do I have? Okay. There's 3 copies of Aether Hub here. And we pretty much just need it as a one-shot for most parts, so I'm actually gonna do that. It's a bit of a risk though, because you put one, if you have a hand of, let's say, one of each of these guys, you have an Aether Hub in another land, you'll only be able to play one out of both of them. And if the rest of your cards happen to be white, so we have to be very careful in our with our decision making here. So anyway, so I'm gonna cut 1, 2. This one's a late addition. I'm gonna edit the deck list accordingly as well. So, but that's it for that's a look at Boros Assault. And as I've done previously, we're going to go straight into, nope, not quick constructed, competitive constructed. Let's see how this is gonna look. Possible it might get ugly, but I actually have some high hopes for this deck. It's not quite mono red aggro. It's not even red with a splash of black for unlicensed disintegration. But we'll see. Something to think about, I suppose. I'm actually enjoying not having to upload multiple worry about which videos I upload. I can just upload basically one video at a time. Maybe I might upload 2 videos per deck depending on the matchup for competitive constructed. So that part might still be unavoidable. So our opponent is going first. We also get, and we have a decent one. We have a 1-drop. We have some removal. We have both colors, which is very important. So I'm gonna keep this despite the fact that we're lacking action afterwards. Let's hope our opponent is a creature deck. This would be embarrassing if it's control. I would basically have only 2 cards that are usable. It's control, but we do have a creature, so I'll run it out. Let's see what our opponent does. Okay, good. So we're open for business. Our opponent doesn't have a counter spell. I'm seeing a lot of Grixis flavored decks lately, so basically everyone wants to play with Bolas. Play as in they want to use the card. Nothing dirty. Never mind, forget I said that. So our opponent definitely has assembled the Grixis suite. Probably gonna hit as a removal spell. Yep. A Braid comes in, sure. Relentless Raptors basically kill on sight. Now this is the part where we need another creature. Hey, so I heard you like Dauntless Bodyguard, so I Dauntless Bodyguard your Dauntless Bodyguard so that you can Dauntless Bod... I really don't know how that meme goes. So... But we have enough for the board per se. I want to place Champion of Wits. We're gonna let him resolve that, and... this is where a Braid comes in. We're gonna take a look at what he discards also. That gives us a basically what the player discards is a clue as to what our player is able to do. In this case, our player is kind of hurting for mana. Or he... Well, this one's a long way to go, so he probably has another copy nearby. He discarded Glimmer of Genius. I think he's looking for action. He cannot, which is quite true. He can't afford to spend 4 mana to draw 2 cards. Left top retreat. Still no real action. We basically have our opponent on the 3-turn clock. Okay, I can run out Aether Sphere Harvester, but I'm actually just gonna swing with these guys first. Let's see. Let's make our opponent do something. Then again, this is the one case where Aether Sphere Harvester isn't exactly the greatest play. Let's play it out anyway. Because all our opponent has to do is answer these guys, and these guys aren't exactly the toughest creatures on the block. And these guys aren't exactly protecting each other either. So he gets the counter, which is perfectly fine. That was kind... So now we're just waiting to see if our opponent does play out the other Nicol Bolas. Nope, he plays out the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. We could Lightning Strike it now. Or we can just wait to see what we draw. You know what? Let's Lightning Strike it now. If our opponent has the burn spell, let's make him use it. Counter spell, let's make him use it. Let's clear his hand, so to speak. He definitely has it, though. Okay. No, I'm gonna sacrifice that. You're not getting 2 life. Not on my watch. In a way, this kind of makes Dauntless Bodyguard quite good. You don't get the special sauce from that kind of removal. So we're gonna hold that. So we're trying to... but now our clock is... I wouldn't say it's that great though. We have to hit our opponent 2 more times. One's gonna eternalize. We played one lightning strike. Really depends what our opponent draws next. The nice thing is our opponent's tapped out, so we can leave it at that. Bad thing is our opponent is gonna refill his hand. We're gonna be very close here, but not quite. So this is construct competitive, so we need to think of what our counterspell strategy is gonna be. Doesn't help if we keep drawing lands. So I'm gonna just end the turn right here. We're not exactly gonna encourage our opponent to attack us. Maybe we can encourage him to drop a nickel bolas. So he's still kind of land flooded. So right now we're actually just waiting for another lightning strike. Fingers crossed. Let's see if our opponent swings. Nope, he's not gonna swing. He knows that his life is quite precarious. Okay, so I'm gonna just play out Glorybound Initiate. So this guy can tussle with Champion of Wit, so I can actually just swing with these two. So we now have an interesting board state. So Rodriguez is gonna pass the turn here. I guess an argument could be made that Dauntless Bodyguard might even be better than Rigging Runner. So he's gonna get more energy out of that. I can't do anything about it. But that answers the question of what's his other card in hand. So, okay. Opponent's still land flooded. He's probably... I don't want to say that he's regretting discarding Nicol Bolas. Okay, now he's got Scarab God. And he can buy one creature back. He has options. So our real option now is really just Lightning Strikes. Shock might do it, I suppose. We're definitely gonna side in Fight with Fire after this. So let's see how this... Okay, got a shock. Still not quite enough. My concern is that... Okay, if he sideboards that... Yeah, it's not quite enough. Fortunately, we don't have enough deal 3 damage. Let's see, because if our opponent buys back Glorybound Initiate, he's gonna regain all that life back. I'm gonna have to spend these two just to off that creature. I'm also gonna lose life based on this one. Let's be polite. Definitely gonna go into combat. Going to attack with the Dauntless Bodyguard. This is pretty much a what people in football call a Hail Mary. Okay. Okay, he looked at his hand quickly, so he's got something in there. Oh, he's getting Glory back Initiate as a response. Yeah, this is probably one of the weaknesses of this kind of deck. You have to win quickly or you're going to lose quickly. So I'm going to show him I'm all empty. Well, he still has a bit of a ways to go, but it's kind of over for me at this point. So we're gonna concede this game, and we're gonna go to game number 2. So let's see, how do we make things faster? We have options with Seal Away, Excellence Binding. They might actually even be better. So let's put in let's drop the shocks. Our opponent has Only has Champion of Wits, I think. So let's see what else. A Braid is good for removal, but we're gonna replace that with Fight with Fire. I don't think he has much in the way of artifacts. Fleetwheel Cruiser, another big creature. Probably gonna drop one Rigging Runner. No, keep the cast outs. I'm gonna keep Toss and Hazoret as well. So what are the creatures that we can ditch? Ancrop is good. Resolute's kind of okay. This one allows us to gain life, but we're probably not gonna be exerting that much. So I guess those are the guys that are gonna go. Excellence Binding might help. It's probably better in some ways. Let's see. Let's drop the Glory Bound Initiate for one Excellence Binding. So we're... Actually, the Seal Away is a bit dubious also. You know what? Let's just put that one, and let's put the Glory Bound Initiate back. Yeah, let's go with that one. Kinda need to think about how to run the control matchup better. So, I've noticed it for a few days, but I'm guessing that it's quite confirmed that Grixis is the flavor of the month. So, we got turn 1, turn 2, potential turn 5. Yeah, let's keep this one. Again, 4 lands is not great. Could I go down to 22 lands in the deck building? Probably not. It's really scary considering we have barely any card draw. If I had to use that to dig our way out, it's probably bad. Probably the one thing I'd change is, if I'm not worried about rotation, I'd go all in on Inspiring Advantage. That's pretty much what I can think of. But otherwise, we got a turn 1 into a turn 2 play. Our opponent actually does have removal. He has the expensive ones though, so... Okay. So let's see if we can... So we have 9 more turns. We got 5 more turns now. We can catch our opponent by surprise with Glorybringer. But our opponent has most likely sided in a lot of early removal. He still has Fatal Push, that's for sure. Opponent's taking a while to play second land though, that's a bit scary. Wait, can you hold on a second? So if you're wondering what happened, my aunt was asking me what can I do about her iPad, the really large one, not the not the new iPads, the old one. I was just basically giving her the really bad news about how Apple believes in this thing called obsolescence. And now her tablet is never gonna be new again, and now that I have to swap all her files. Oh, okay. Personally, I never believed in Apple. I've always been a believer in having the choice to do what you want with your own stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna exert this guy. There's no reason to offer him. There's no reason to offer him up as a trade. To be fair, I don't think our opponent's willing to offer him up as a trade either. Opponent's probably suspicious. No, this is not a trick. I really am land flooded. So this Glorybringer might not even get through. Let's hope I can draw an actual spell so that I don't have to go off with this one. Oh, there, cast out. I'm gonna end the turn here. There's a good chance our opponent can play turn 5 Scarab God. Opponent's down to 7. He's gonna draw his card for real. Come on, turn 5 Scarab God. You know you oh no, he can't turn 5 Scarab God. We'll let that resolve. Oh, take note. Non-dragon, so I can't hit Nicol Bolas. So, but we'll discard our mountain. Combat. Attack. He's gonna send that guy in, which is perfectly fine with me. In fact, that's the idea. It's a shame I'm going to have to reveal Glorybringer, but okay, yeah, that guy. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, I don't have to reveal Glorybringer. Yeah, that's thank goodness for this draw. I don't have to reveal Glorybringer, so we could still catch our opponent by surprise. Maybe. Okay, our opponent is gonna go first this time, so we really have to press hard on our early drops now. Path of Metal's not gonna do it. Resolute probably still not gonna do it. And Crop Crasher will do it because he'll be playing single big threats. This guy can, and he doesn't have much in the way of it, so we're gonna keep this deck as is. We might, I don't want to say we might be able to jank our way out. Our deck is not exactly the greatest. It's not exactly the cheapest either in arena terms. Okay, we don't have a turn 1 play this time. This is probably the best time to have this land because we need these turn 2 plays anyway. So we're gonna keep this. Definitely Veteran Motorist first into Honored Crop Captain. It's gonna hit as a 4-1. Quite soft. But our opponent isn't exactly playing small blockers. Opponent's on the play. I wonder if our opponent is streaming or if he's trying to discuss what is the best land to play out. Actually, the first land you play is a really important decision. While granted, most of our opponent's lands are tap lands. Okay, he didn't open with a blue. So I'm guessing the Grixis deck build, at least most of the flavors that I've seen so far, their counter spells are very flexible. We're not gonna see the likes of Disallow, or the really conditional ones. So the one we saw from him was Supreme Will, which was usable as a counterspell and usable even when you didn't need a counterspell. Probably the best choice for this kind of deck. Opponent's now taking his time a bit. Maybe I can spend this time to rant about Apple again. I don't know. Okay, now it's very possible our opponent is representing something like Sensor or Essence Scatter. Can't be afraid of them forever. My opponent is representing removal, so we're gonna scry 2 anyway. So what? Okay. Let's see. Do I actually want any of these? No. I kind of want gas at this point. We have enough to cast up to our turn 4 play. Opponent plays Champion of Wits. We're gonna open with Honored Crop Captain because we need the removal. We need the creature on board. We need to start hitting our opponent. This guy getting Magma Sprayed is a big setback. Opponent discards lands. Relentless Raptor is perfect until our opponent plays a Fatal Push. But I can't live in fear forever, so I'm gonna play the Relentless Raptor first. Honored Crop Captain's a decent combos in the sense that I drop her, he starts hitting for 4. Opponent's going to hit removal for sure. Yeah, agreed. And we're the one that's actually getting hit. Okay. So at least, so we have Lightning Strike back up. So I'm gonna end the turn there. So if our opponent swings with Champion of Wits, I'm not gonna block. If our opponent plays Scarab God, that's definitely gonna... Opponent plays a Braid, yeah. He sided in a lot of removal this time. So now he's playing another Champion of Wits. I'm going to have to burn out the first one. Do I? Well, our opponent's now hands empty, so to speak. He's gonna keep... Whatever threat he keeps is gonna be a big one. So you even discard the Torrential Gear Hulk. So let's burn the right one. Haste is not quite visible, but it's still there. So would have been nice to play one of our big guys. Okay, we're gonna let this resolve. We're gonna ditch our fight with fire. Do I accept the trade? No, I actually need to start hitting him. So even if I'm down a bit, okay. Bad time to start drawing lands, but at least... Targeting's... yeah, but at least you know who you're targeting. So be very careful how I click. Though the nice thing is that the interface gives you a confirmation question before you irreversibly sacrifice. But now we're on the back end. Our opponent just needs a few more lands and he'll get his Champion of Wits. So we're now both running on empty. Running in the 90s. Running for your lives. I can't think of any more songs with running. We really need action this time. This is, again, one big weakness with the color combo. We could have opted for cards like Cathartic Reunion or Tormenting Voice to help draw in, but it's not quite the card advantage we wanted. Then again, this is not what we want either. So at least we were able to win one game off. So we're kind of hoping to draw into one of our 2 Glory Bringers. Or we're hoping that our opponent is unable to take great advantage. I'm hoping this is not the Torrential Gear Hulk. So far it's not the Torrential Gear Hulk. Opponent is taking his time though. I'm only saying his just because of the avatar. I honestly have no idea, but it's something I kind of default to. So no offense meant. Opponent was looking at his card, so congratulations, you managed to discard Inspiring Vantage. So we're hoping to draw into another cast out. Or maybe fight with fire is okay too. Opponent thankfully is not able to flip this guy just yet. But ask and ye shall receive. Then, and for a second I was worried. I thought our opponent had a negate or something. Why is he still looking at his hand? That one scares me. Is this a removal spell? Probably a fatal push, I guess. A braid. Yes. Sack that. So we're both top decking now. We're okay, he's not okay, so thankfully not yet. Someone give me action. It will hold back this Champion of Wits. It won't hold back the other one. So our opponent is now gonna draw back into action. We're kind of hoping to draw into a Glory Bringer at this point. Our opponent... I know our opponent just wants to do it again. Yeah, I think I can afford to take the damage first. You know, it's still possible for me to lose despite the fact I'm drawing all these cards. But anyway, let's exert first. Then we'll just attack for reals. We're gonna burn this guy out, so we don't have a great clock per se. And in fact, all our opponent just has to do is drop one of his planeswalkers. Vraska's Contempt. Okay, so not quite planeswalker time yet. Okay, I'm now incentivized to hold this guy back even though I can't really block. Ooh, so our opponent did empty himself. He's gonna be able to draw one card. Really? Perfect timing, I guess? So no attacks because we have to block. He's definitely gonna draw a card. So opponent's also drawing into land, so he's not quite out of it yet. So I am gonna go down to 2, so that's a problem. So I kinda need one more blocker, I guess. Yeah, life is hard. And he still has another... Okay. I kinda need a removal spell, and... Nope, that's not gonna do it. So, good game, nice shot. Quite close. Probably in the end I should have just held back the Rigging Runner. You know what? I'm really out. Go for it. So, again, very close, but no cigar. It's actually interesting that we managed to survive this far. Normally, this kind of deck would have died a lot earlier. Okay. Choose blockers. Yeah, we kind of somehow mismanaged this Champion of Wits. But that's it for this game. At least the matches were relatively fast, even though we're kind of approaching our first hour. I'm going to do one... You know what? I'm going to do at least one more match with this one. Okay. So I'm going to do one more... I'm going to do one more match at least. Let's take... And hopefully at least get a different style of deck to lose to, so we're not just losing to control, I suppose. We'll see. Time now is 9:30. I have to wake up very early tomorrow, so yeah. The reason I'm kind of doing this video a bit early because I am probably not going to be able to do the video tomorrow at the usual time. So for the record, I'm doing this on the Wednesday. Normally I do videos on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday or Sunday, so it comes out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's normally the plan. Speaking of plans, we got both colors. It's a bit annoying that unless I draw a regular land, I'm not going to be able to cast anything on turn 2. And I don't want to cast Rigging Runner in turn 2. We'll see. At least our opponent plays first. This normally would be the kind of hand I want. It's lots of gas. Opponent plays Swamp, and a Dread Wanderer comes in and play tap. Okay, actually, we might need to play the Rigging Runner now. Yeah, we're definitely playing Rigging Runner now. Alternately, we can play an Adored Pouncer. This will hold these guys back, but it will probably eat the Fatal Push. We'll see. Okay. Blue-black zombies. Probably not a zombie deck. This is probably just a recursion package. Oh no, it is a zombies deck, so I'm really curious what the blue is. So let's see. I can take the hit now so I can play the Rigging Runners later. Yeah, let's go. We'll take the punishment now like a boss. So see if our opponent's willing to actually... Nope, it's not willing to trade. So we now have blockers until our opponent plays another Death Baron. Well, oh yeah, there are blue zombies. So we now have to play accordingly. Okay, let's think this through. I want to at least play the... I want to at least play an Adorned Pouncer first, and a Glorybound Initiate. So depending on what our opponent plays in concert with this, because this looks like a dedicated zombie deck. Attacks and instant block, draw a card. If I block it, I take 2 anyway. Yes. Actually, no. That's a risk. No blocks. Sure, draw your card. Let's see what our opponent plays. He has to play something. Quite perfect for... Actually, let's see. Okay, let's do the count. We're gonna... upgrade the Death Baron. Can these guys can still block. So I'm gonna exert, send in the boys. This is very greedy, admittedly. So I need to keep this guy from blocking. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, he's gonna do the one logical block. And he will have fewer cards in hand after this. He will actually draw into cards. He will actually be able to draw into cards. Our position is not so great because these are 1/3s. Can kind of slip through them, I guess. Actually, this does encourage them to attack, I suppose. So, kind of looking for... What are we looking for here? I guess a cast out. If our opponent attacks with both of these and he plays something big like a Scarab God, which would actually be a great fit. Scarab God's getting to scry without having... and hitting me without having to produce zombies with its own ability. So yeah, I'm definitely looking for a cast out here. I'm gonna keep my removal package. Hour of Eternity just to get that guy back. Okay, so we're gonna... Let's see, 2, 4... Oh no, he's holding them back. Okay, interesting question. I could sacrifice an Adorned Pouncer, so to speak, just to... just to eternalize it. It is. I am opening our opponent to ourselves to a fatal push, but I kind of have to do it anyway. So, okay, show me fatal push. No fatal push, at least not in this card. So now this guy can get through these guys. What's he casting? Champion of Wits? No, Marauding Bone Slasher. So okay, I can actually use Ant Crop Crasher. Okay. I don't get to actually draw the card. So I'm gonna go attack. I'm going to attack with these two. Now he's gonna have to throw one guy in front. He can't take 8. Okay, so let's see, which one will I take out? I'll take out the Afflict 2. So let's do it. Let's do it all over again. Does he have Disallow? That'll be very interesting. So basically what's happening is these guys are holding up. Oh, he did have Disallow. Wow. So now he's going to bring these guys back, but they'll come into play tap. Well, it depends what this card is. Okay, he's going to bring these guys back. So let's see. Not the card I was quite looking for. So we're gonna scry to look for something. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I definitely don't need the Aether Hub. Is the Aether Sphere Harvester good? It will... I'm gonna keep the Aether Sphere Harvester on top. It will get... So let's see. I can't wait for these guys to untap, but I will have to hold these back. Actually, no. I'm gonna wait for these guys to... It's just annoying that I have to wait for those guys to untap, but if I swung with these guys... I'm not gonna see the end of it. Now our opponent is gonna get something back. Probably Eternal or He does have some choices though. So basically, I'm just counting on Aether Sphere Harvester to win from the sky. Now, I have to note I can't really use this guy as a blocker. These guys have Death Touch for the most part. I can afford to lose some life. I will have to block Eternal Harsh Truths. Take 2 anyway, so okay. Let's take a look at how things will go. Rigging Runners will block Eternal. I'll take 4 from the Bone Slasher. Cartouche of Knowledge. Okay. He can refill his hand that way. I can't do anything about that. But let's see. It has Death Touch, so I'll be throwing away my Aether Sphere Harvester. So, Amit Eternal. Yikes. Opponent has lots of creatures. Maybe I should put Fumigate in the board, I guess? So, oh, he's blocking me off that way. Okay, come on. Give me something I can use. Oh, wait. I can chuck this guy away. Crew this guy up in the air. Throw this guy away, I suppose. It's annoying. Wait. So, if you're leaving this back to block, can't block. I am throwing a lot of good creatures away just for this. Basically, it's to give myself one shot to to draw into a lightning strike. He knows he has to block these guys. There's no point in not blocking them. Oh, he chose not to block this one. So he's down to 1. So I'm gonna take 6, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, wait, no, I have to block these guys. So wait, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, did I forget? Okay. Domament. So guess what? I actually forgot to give lifelink. So I am now I now have to give these guys up. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I can actually block it like this. So let's count again. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. Yeah, that was enough. He had the flick tree, so I had no choice. Yeah, I made a mistake. Let's concede this. No, let's not concede that one. Let's just... So, yeah, we made a careless mistake there. At least we know our opponent is quite creature-based. So, we need more removal for this. So, seal-aways are coming in, that's for sure. So, Path of Metal might work. Okay, let's give this guy a try. Path of Metal. Shock stay in. These guys stay in. Glorybound Initiate stays in. Kind of hard to decide what to remove. Probably the vehicles. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's 60 cards. Do I want to put in Excellence Binding? Maybe. I probably will want to put a Hazaret. Let's drop one we'll drop one Resolute Survivors, I guess. Or we can drop one Veteran Motorist. So we're gonna go this way. Yeah, I forgot the lifelink's not automatic. I would have been able to survive with 1 life. Okay, I go first. And the first thing I'm gonna do is cycle cast out just to draw into a land. No, that's mulligan. Let's not get too careless. And no, this is clearly a wall. This is not a table. Okay, we'll keep this one. Can't put Veteran Motors in the bottom. So we can shock something. That's the good news. Bad news is we have no creature plays. Actually, you know what? Let's not do it just yet. The important creatures to shock are basically the Death Barons. But how am I supposed to know it's going to draw into an upgrade? So now, come on, just need to draw into a white source. That's so. Well, I'm drawing into my removal at least. But our opponent's gonna win based off the recursion alone. So yeah, worst thing that could happen to us right now. Yeah, this is gonna be a very bad way to lose. I'm probably gonna do this again. Okay, we got ourselves a land. He named Zombie. I can get greedy and just play Glorybound Initiate. In fact, it does combo off. Yeah, let's go for that. No need to show the Abhorrent Pouncer just yet. I think our opponent is mostly zombies. I haven't seen much in the way. Okay, draws a card. Actually quite fine because I don't want to have to tussle with it. Okay. Let's see if our opponent has to count. No. Doesn't have to counter spell. Probably has to removal though. So at least I get this one trigger if your opponent is able to remove it. Didn't. Okay. So we might be able to race. So we can't quite attack into it with our Resolute Survivors. Race dead. That's a classic. We can still race. This race has just gotten interesting. I am not exerting Resolute Survivors because I don't have to. So this guy can't block. So I'm gonna hit Getting down to 8. Thorn Pouncer. If our opponent attacks with this, I'm gonna block any. I'm just gonna block. No need to fill up. Help our opponent fill up his hand. These guys are quite swole. Okay. I guess I'm going to just end up waiting, so I might actually just... Actually, let's just swing with the Thorn Pouncer. Let's see what happens. Kind of encouraging our opponent to block here. Okay. So we're now hoping to draw into a Glorybringer. Or maybe even a second and Crop Crash. Well, definitely this guy's gonna Amit Eternal. Okay, and Crop Crasher to Amit Eternal. So I'm basically throwing this Ant Crop Crasher away. Let's see, I need to hit for 5. These guys are all gonna get blocked. Okay. So we'll let all those triggers go. Okay, Amit Eternal is not blocking. So 5, 4. So bring him down to 5. So I'm throwing these 2 creatures away. I'm at least getting rid of this guy. Oh wait, he can't throw this. Wait, did he just forget Double Strike? He just forgot doubles, or he gave up. Either way. Okay, so this wasn't that embarrassing just yet. Okay, opponent's gonna go first. We still need cast outs per se. I'm gonna sack one Rigging Runner in favor of another Upbraid. I'm gonna go with that at least. Okay, let's. So we're doing quite well on this. So all in all, not too bad. Mistakes were made throughout this match. Okay, we definitely have a turn 2 play. We can cycle if we have to. Okay. So turn 2 Relentless Raptor. We can Lightning Strike to clear the way, I suppose. Opponent thankfully did not have a turn 1 Dread Wander. Did not have a turn 1 anything. So let's run that out. Probably has Fatal Pushes. Actually, no. If our opponent had Fatal Pushes, I would have seen them in the first 2 games. Our opponent might be leaning a bit hard on Death Baron as a sort of source of removal. Okay, so our opponent is so this guy has to attack too. I'm not too familiar with all these cards. So interesting thing is, yeah, he's gonna attack with this because there's no reason to hold him back. Okay. So he probably ended up with the. So at least we drew into our other mana source. Opponent probably has removal. Okay. That's a fair concession considering that's what killed him the last time. Another white source would be nice. We can play running Adorned Pouncers. Opponent is hurting on the creature end. Probably has a... Okay. Opponent... Okay, so I'm gonna play the Adorned Pouncer. Remember, opponent has disallow. Okay, maybe not this time. But our main goal now is to take out any zombie lords that come out. So, Death Barons are gonna get struck by lightning. Metallic Mimics. Well, they're metallic. What could I say? So, opponent. Interesting. Okay, Lord of the Curse. Let's see if he attacks. Okay, he didn't bite. Shame. He might even have a counter spell for this. Yep, he had the disallow, so let's see. Should I even give him the opportunity to block? Yeah, let's give him the opportunity to block. Most likely Dread Wanderer to Honored Crop. Lord of the Curse to... Oh, just that? Okay, so he'll take 4. Okay, so not that spectacular. Opponent's probably gonna sacrifice Folly to buy back Marauding Bone Slasher. In which case, we use the second cast out to take out this one blocker. Let's see. Hour of Eternity to Marauding Bone Slasher. Still conditional, so... So this guy can't block. And we managed to squeak in the win. That was quite close. So we took quite a while. Video is about 1.5 gigs, so I'm gonna end this episode. So we're probably gonna get to see another continuation on this one. So, well, what can I say? That's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment. Maybe not too harsh of a comment, but all comments are welcome. I don't mind. I have a bit of a thick skin. I can handle it. Just don't abuse me too much. Probably should make a splash screen for opening and ending also. Yeah, I'm gonna work on it. This whole thing's a work in progress. So thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time.